But having the foot bass, it's effective for if you want to use the two-hand really big voicings in your hands. For gospel playing, I would say that it's essential to know how to play foot bass if you want to get into hymn playing. Then that would be very difficult to do without the foot bass, and it wouldn't sound the same. So if you haven't got pedals for your clones, I would recommend you to go out and buy ones. The cheapest solution is probably to find the Fatar MP117 and just lengthen the keys. I think they're about 450 euros. Viscount in Italy makes an excellent full-size keyboard. I think it's 27 pedals and it's already midified, and that one is around, I think, 1,000 euros here in Sweden. If you can find a second-hand used pedal board for Hammond organ, it's not too complicated with magnets and reed relays and a MIDI board to actually midify it. One difference between Hammond foot bass boards and most other boards I've tested, including actually the new Hammonds, is that the note on comes very far down. You have to push the pedal quite a bit before you get the sound. On the ABC organs and actually the Spinets as well, the sound comes very early. You just have to touch the pedal and you get the sound. So when you do the rebuild of an old Hammond board with reed relays, as I'm doing, then you can actually adjust the note on and note off position, which I've set quite high. I'll report back. But the whole key to it is, of course, understand what bass is about. You have to understand how bass is played. If you play un-bass player like, it'll sound very weird, and that doesn't matter if you're doing it in your left hand or if you're doing it with your feet. So study the basic bass playing concepts of the 1 and 5. Set and practice 1 and 5. Here you can see here that I'm using, if you're playing a 1-3 root 5th bass line, you can always use the 3rd of your root voicing to get to the next voicing. So if it's a C, we're in C major. Use the E as the transition note to get to the F. You can always approach a bass note coming a half note above or below, so I'll do a transition to G. Use the 3rd in G to get to the C. Sorry, Mr. Note. The key here is to just sit and practice until your feet know where it's going. I used the F sharp, half note above, as transition. Think like a bass player. So just by being able to play root fifth, you can get a long ways with that. In gospel, if you were playing this little mile, sorry, this little mouth of mine, make a cut. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Make a new cut. Just by being able to play on the 1 and 3, you can actually get quite far with that. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That is basically just 1-3 playing with, or using the 1-5 on the 1-3 beats. That'll take you a long ways. If you're a gospel player, you need to play this, practice the cycling sixes. Cycling sixes in F is F, D, E flat, E, F. Cycling sixes is a good place to practice your toe heel, 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 toe, toe, heel, or whatever combination that you actually think works. I think every organ player probably has its own way to solve the toe heel combinations, as most of us have our own fingerings. When it comes to walking bass line in your foot, the same tonal ideas apply as you would do in your left hand. The problem here is to get it up to speed and actually get it fluent. On the Hammond organ there was a string bass that you could apply, and let's just see, I'll add it on my Nord. Here the string bass units actually add some sustain to the tone. And it takes care of the attack as well. I have got quite used to using the string bass. There was a Trek unit, I think, that Shirley Scott uses, or Rhoda Scott uses. So then the string bass, and you can set the length of the release and the pluck, will take care of and making it more legato sounding. Somehow I'm not totally happy with it, because I like to be in control of when the note releases. To me, the release of the note is as important as actually when you start it. You can create a lot of rhythmic tension just by letting go. But if you're playing 4/4, fast tempos, you want to use your feet, then especially on the newer clones, experiment with the string bass, because it may give you that legato effect that you're looking for. So, my recommendation then, if you have a Hammond organ, it's pretty obvious, just practice your foot bass. If you got one of the clones, go out and buy yourself a volume pedal, as I discussed earlier, and get yourself preferably a 17-foot keyboard. You can do with you can do a lot with an octave as well, but having the extra 4 notes from the C up to the E makes certain passages you don't have to jump around as much. So good luck, thanks.